They were college sweethearts and served together in the military for 5 years. But tragically, 10 years ago, Major Larry Bauguess was killed in Pakistan, leaving behind his wife and their 2 young daughters.
Now his widow is honoring his memory and writing about her family's journey in this brand new book to help others. God, Country, Golf, Reflections of an Army Widow. The author and Folds of Honor spokesperson, Wesley Hobbs, joins us right now. Great to see you again.
We
actually golfed together.
We
right?
did.
Yeah,
we did.
for a Folds of Honor event. But this marks, the release of this book marks 10 years since your husband was killed in action.
Right.
So what are your thoughts as the positive release, but yet the reminder?
Well, this book is my love note to God and country, my thank you note to the game of golf. And through the book, I, of course, praise God because he never left us through this tragedy. I want to honor Larry and his service, but I also want to honor all of our service members and their families because they serve too. And then this is my chance to do my part to help grow the game of golf because it has done so much for me.
Wesley, what led you to tell your story?
Well, I've had the blessing to speak for 2 military charities, Folds of Honor Foundation and the Patriot Foundation, and it's such a blessing to say Larry's name out loud. And this book is just a collection of stories that we have told over and over again, and people have lovingly encouraged us to put it down and put it in a book so other people can read it and learn about Larry and learn about the military life we served.
Golf was your therapy in many ways, right?
It was, absolutely. Golf, I think, reflects life. Golf is a very frustrating game. It's difficult, and you have a plan. I'm going to hit my drive right down the middle, and the second shot's going to be on the green, and I make 2 putts and walk off. But there's bunkers and hazards along the way, and life, life has that too. And you have a plan, and sometimes, things happen, and you just have to drive on the best you can.
Tell us what happened to your husband.
Larry was serving with the 82nd Airborne Division out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He loved his men. He loved his soldiers, the paratroopers there. He was serving in Afghanistan. He was deployed to Afghanistan. On May 14, 2007, he went into Pakistan with his commander and leadership from the U.S. and Afghanistan for a border flag meeting. And by all accounts, the meeting was successful. They exchanged coins and shook hands and took pictures afterwards. But at the very end, a uniformed Pakistani Frontier Guardsman who had the mission of providing security for our men instead raised his rifle and opened fire. And Larry was standing between the shooter and his men on his feet. He took the brunt of the assault. And by his actions, his men had time to react. And fortunately, the rest of them made it out of there. Larry was the only one that gave his life.
Wow. And, of course, Pakistan is the heart of the insurgency. If we're going to be successful in Afghanistan, you got to be in Pakistan. And somebody else was killed in Pakistan, Osama bin Laden, on the day your daughter was baptized. You don't believe that was a coincidence?
I don't. I feel like, looking back on it, it was one of those God winks, I think. I don't know if that's even right to say, but Ryan...
It's right to say.
She was baptized at 11 in the morning, and then we watched Fox News. We watched the story unfold at 11 o'clock. Midnight almost that evening, and so 12 hours later, just the irony of baptizing Ryan and saving her, and the end of bin Laden that day. So, and that's Ellie on the screen right now, and they're just amazing girls. They're just so sweet.
Look how sweet that is. What is your message to...
And here's your quote from your husband. It says, "We are living in history. We are living history. We are living the history our children will study." And also that plays into what Ronald Reagan said, freedom is never more than 1 generation away from extinction.
Exactly, exactly. We have to realize that freedom isn't free. And I think if we don't teach that to our children and the generation that comes behind us, they're just going to think it's a given. It's an entitlement. We live in America, we're free, but we have to fight for that. And we enjoy the freedom of those who came before us, and we sleep under that blanket of freedom every day because of our men and women who serve in uniform, and they're deployed right now. And how many people realize we have service members deployed right now? You
mentioned Folds of Honor. Your girls are recipients of the scholarships to the children of fallen soldiers. How has it changed their life?
Oh, it's amazing. It's just knowing that an organization like the Folds of Honor Foundation comes alongside us and helps us educate the legacy of these American heroes is like far outweighs the dollar amount of the scholarship. Ryan and Ellie are in a private Christian school in North Carolina, where we're from, and I couldn't do that by myself. I couldn't. There's no way I could afford that. So Folds of Honor is giving them an exceptional education.
Yeah, Wesley, thanks so much for coming in, telling your story, and congratulations on your book. Go pick it up, God, Country, and Golf.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wesley. God bless you.
God bless you too.